And one of the first things I realized was 2025 was actually a big year for Doritos and Super Bowl because it would mark our 25th Super Bowl appearance. And so, because of that, because there was an interest internally to maybe take a different approach, a group of us got together and thought through what if we brought back something that consumers knew and loved us for and relaunched Crash the Super Bowl for today's generation of creators, where there are platforms like TikTok where people aspire to be influencers, they aspire to be content creators. And so we thought through how to do this in a way that would resonate today, but also harken back to the nostalgia that people love and remember us for, and came up with a bold challenge to both fans, makers, and even our critics to relaunch this iconic campaign. So we can take a look at this spot.
Create a better Super Bowl ad and you could win $1 million.
Yes. And so huge shout out to our creative partners at Goodby for helping us with this relaunch and this spot specifically. We could have just said Doritos is back and we're relaunching Crash the Super Bowl, but instead we wanted to start with a really universal human insight focus on everybody's a Super Bowl ad critic on game day. People have criticized our ads, and so what if we turned the tables and issued a bold challenge to our fans to do better? And so that's what we did. That's what we did. And we really had two audiences that we were focused on. First, we wanted to drive mass reach, drive top of mind awareness with Gen Pop, with our fans and consumers. But we also needed to reach quality makers who could produce content that we'd feel proud about airing on game day. And so we ran these 15s across linear and streaming, but we also invested in out of home in places like New York and LA to drive disruption, digital out of home in film schools, ad schools, colleges, and universities to reach the next generation of creators. Our organic social content was more focused on the how-tos and why we wanted our fans to do this for us. And from an influencer perspective, rather than just focus on influencers that had the highest reach, we targeted influencers that had reach, but also were engaging for the specific folks that we were trying to get to make quality content, which were people like Adrian, who has close to 1 million followers on Instagram and TikTok, but his content is all focused on filmmaking and photography and high production quality.